Stop manually adding new users to your apps. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a white-labeled client portal using Softr. And we're going to dive into a vibe-coded element that allows us to upload a CSV, map it to the different fields, and with a few clicks, add new users to our app. We're going to build a smart importer, and we're not going to write a single line of code ourselves. So if you're ready to unlock new potential for your organization, stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gareth and this is Gap Consulting. It's our mission here to help you unlock the full potential of no-code tools. And Softr is one of those tools that we have been using for years and years, and it continues to evolve as vibe coding is become more and more prevalent in this space. Now, in this video, as I mentioned, we're going to be building our own vibe code element, and we're starting the whole thing with a template that Softr makes freely available for all users. So we're going to swing on over to the client portal template. This template, just with a few clicks, we can install in our own Softr experience. Now, I highly encourage you to follow along with me. And if you're a new Softr user, if you follow the steps that you see on your screen right now, you can take advantage of 1 month of Softr's Pro plan for free. This is something that they make available specifically to our viewers. It's a great way for you to show love back to the channel, but also to claim over $100 in software value. So be sure to sign up with the promo code that we shared on our screen. And now let's get back into here and install the template. We will share this link wherever you found the video so that you can go right to this page, sign into Softr, and click Use Template. This is the client portal template, and we are going to just install it or duplicate it into our own Softr accounts. So just click on Use Template, and it's going to do all the work in the background. Now, for years, we used Softr specifically as the front end for our applications, but now it even includes the database layer along with the workflow layer. So the 3 core components for building any app, you've got where the data lives, you've got how information moves around, that's workflows or automation, and then you have the actual interface itself. Softr now provides solutions for all 3 of these, so you don't have to add a bunch of different software tools, although you can keep your data in other places. It's totally fine for your data to be in Airtable or Notion. You can still build your app using Softr. For our example, though, because we just copied the template, the data layer is going to be here in Softr. So data layer right here, we just created this new database with users, companies, projects, all the way down, and this powers our front-end application. That is at the interface level here, and we've got a number of different pages. They're already set up for different users and different roles. This is the magic of Softr and of a properly built application, because having different user roles is critical. So over here, you'll see that this all came from the template as well. We have users of different groups, and each group has their own experience in the app. So you can see at a glance that we have clients, and of course, they're going to see certain information that pertains to them and their projects. But then we have people who work on our team. We've got freelancers, we've got employees, and we have admin. And so different groups are going to have different permissions and different data visibility within the application. Admin, of course, kind of have God mode. They can do most everything, whereas freelancers and employees might have limited permissions within the app. So now that we understand the core components of building in Softr, let's poke around and add the new vibe code element that I mentioned adding in or building for our application. So we're going to go back to the interface layer, and I'm going to go to pages. Now, what I'm envisioning for our app is that we have a CSV import. We don't want to have to add our clients manually to our app. Maybe we are importing a CSV regularly, once a week, once a month. And so we can build an element to our application that allows our admin users to just drag and drop a CSV and automatically create new client records in our application. We're going to want them, of course, to be able to map the different fields in the CSV and make sure that they're creating the records that they actually want to create. So let's get into how to build this. The first step for us is going to be to create a new page in our application. So from the Pages tab here, I will say, click the plus, and let's name this the Contact Importer. And we will save this new page. Now, because this is an admin-only page, I'll go back over here to the page. I'll go to the settings within the Contact Importer, and I will click into the visibility. Within here, I want only logged in users, but I want to limit it to admin, and we'll save that permissioning. This way, we've already locked this page down so that only the highest level of permissions within our application, our admin user group, has access to see this. Now it's time to add that vibe code block. Now note, of course, that within Softr, we click here to add a block. We've got a lot of different options out of the box. Inbox, calendar, Kanban, table, details pages, lists, payments, you name it. But sometimes we need to do something a little more advanced, like our example here. So that's exactly where vibe coding comes into play, because we can set up our own prompt and ask AI to build the code for us for a unique custom block for our experience. Now, I highly recommend, if you've never used vibe coding tools before, work with another AI in a separate window and come up with your plan before you paste in your prompt. Because the better you can write your prompts, the better outputs you're going to get when you put together your vibe code elements. Now, I've done exactly that in Gemini. So I've gone back and forth a couple times. I've shared some screenshots of what I envision for this vibe code element. I've told it, hey, this is how we're going to be working, and this is what I want the thing to do. And I'm asking Gemini in this case, please give me the prompt that I can share with the vibe code block in Softr so that we can get this right the first time. I prefer to do my heavy lifting in a separate application so that I don't have to go back and forth within the Softr vibe code block, because I'd rather work on my prompt first and then share a better prompt with the vibe code block from the RIC. So now I've copied this and I'm going to swing back into my Softr application. I'm going to click that block or the place I'm going to add the block, and I'm going to look for vibe coding block. Now that we've added the block, we can start working on our output, the thing we want. The first thing we want to do is connect it to our data source. This is technically optional, but I find that the results I'm going to get here are significantly better if I show it exactly what table, what data source it's going to be working with. So here, I want this working from our users table. We're importing information from a CSV. We're creating new users. So I'm going to select that table here. And of course, if your database is somewhere else like Airtable or Notion or SmartSuite, no problem. Simply map to wherever that is and make sure to point the AI component to the table. That's going to help you. You can also set up conditional filters here as well. Now that my source is established, I'm going to go back to this and you'll see that the source has been selected here, and I'm going to paste in that information that I took from Gemini. Now, this is going to take a few moments because it's going to do a lot of lifting. It's building code in the background for us that relates to our application. So let's pause here and we'll come back once this has had a chance to run. About a minute and a half later, here's the result that we got. Now, something a little unique about vibe coding is every time it's going to produce an element, and that element is unique to that exact AI prompt. So I've actually done this 3 different times while testing for this video, and each time it looks a little bit different. It might be a little wider, the color, the font might be a little different, but overall, it has the same functionality. Let's go ahead and now publish our results, and I'm going to show you exactly what we just built. I've got a lovely little CSV set up here separately that we're going to test. I'm going to drag it in from my desktop and see how it works when I upload it to our new experience. So let's go ahead and first start by previewing this application. In preview mode, remember that I can only see this if I'm an admin user. So if I were to be someone like Ethan, who's a freelancer, or Isaac, who's a client, they're not ever going to be able to take this action. They'll never even have access to this page. But I'm impersonating Olivia right now, so I have access to the contact importer, and I'm going to browse files by clicking here, or I can drag and drop. I've got this file coming in from my desktop. Let's bring it up here, let it go. And just like that, you can see that in this case, it's actually already mapped. So what I want to showcase is I have a file. This is the very file that I just dropped in. It has name, phone, and email, and it's not in the same order as the actual data layer. Our data layer in Softr is name, email, phone, and that's why we're coming in here and choosing the column. In this case, it automatically mapped because it was set up this way, but I can make a change if this isn't inheriting the right place to go to. So now what I want to do is push continue to review. It takes me to the third step, which is the review step, and I can see that by default, these are all selected, but I don't have to necessarily create all of these selected. I can remove some. But if I'm happy with this, if this looks correct, I can just create the selected. And you see, just like that, it told us we were done, and we can import another CSV. Those records were just created. So all of those users now exist inside of our app. If I go back here, go to our users table or our users section, you can see that those 7 users were created. In my data layer, we're going to go to the data layer and see that those new users were created as well. Now, what I do want to highlight is they were created as employees. So one thing we want to do, if we want to make sure that every time we add new users, they take a specific role, we have to go back to our vibe coding block in edit mode and actually tell it that we need to make sure that they come in with a certain role type. So we can update this information. It's not just one prompt and you're done. Sometimes you have to go back, have additional conversations. In this case, I'm going to paste in another prompt here that says, please update the block so that new users who are imported automatically get assigned the client role. And this will just be an iterative process. This is the nature of vibe coding. I thought that we captured it all the first time. It's not always perfect out of the gate, but that's okay. You can go back and forth and you can see that just like that, the new changes have been applied. So just like that, we now have our client onboarding application built and launched. We included a brand new vibe coding app or vibe coding block to our application that allows our admin users to upload a CSV, map the different fields, and automatically add new users with just a few clicks. This is the power of Softr in combination with vibe coding. This application we can fully brand so that it matches our business, our organization, and we have full control over it. It is our tool, our technology, our IP that we can use to improve our brand. I hope you got a ton of value from this video. If you did and you want to learn more, be sure to subscribe to the channel and of course give us a thumbs up so that you see more videos just like this. If you have questions we did not answer in this video, swing by our website. We have a ton of resources, one of which is a complimentary inquiry call that we will have to help set you on the right path. If you have any questions, you're not sure where to go next, schedule time with our team and we will help get you sorted. That's it for this one. Most important thing, my friends, keep on building.